God, I need money. Is that your prayer request? Or maybe you know someone and that is their prayer request. Find out today how God gets money to you. Find out the answer right now. Hey, if we are just meeting, my name is Dustin Barker, and my passion is helping people find out who God is and who God says they are. So here's a question. Do you need money? Do you need finances? I cannot tell you how many times people have asked me to pray over their financial situation. It's one of the most frequent, if not the most, prayer request I see. Maybe that is you today. Maybe your prayer request is, God, I need help. I need money. Although I don't believe that is wrong, I believe we need to change the way we are praying about money. Often this is how people are praying. God, please help us with our bills. God, we need more money. As a child of God, I believe you don't need money as much as you need wisdom, and the financial resources will follow. Proverbs 3:13-16 says this, "Blessed are those who find wisdom, those who gain understanding. For she is more profitable than silver and yields better returns than gold. She is more precious than rubies. Nothing you desire can compare with her. Long life is in her right hand, and in her left hand are riches and honor." Let's read out of Proverbs 8 as well. Verse 12 says, "I, wisdom, dwell together with prudence. I possess knowledge and discretion." In verses 17-18, wisdom is speaking, and it says, "I love those who love me, and those who seek me find me. With me are riches and honor, enduring wealth and prosperity." The Bible says that financial resources come with wisdom. So if we get wisdom, we get whatever comes with wisdom. Remember that the Proverbs, who they came from? They came from Solomon, who was arguably the wisest man who ever lived, outside of Jesus. And this isn't just for Solomon. It doesn't work just for Solomon. He shared this advice for us. It'd be just like you saying, hey, Michael Jordan's giving advice, but that only works for him. No, Solomon gave us wisdom to live by. So what is wisdom and how do we get it? Well, wisdom is simply just getting the answers from God. It's asking God to show us where we need to be and what we need to do. God knows everything. And most times he's just ready to give us the answers. We just haven't asked him because he does not force his answers on us. Wisdom will tell you where you are wasting your money. Wisdom will help you make better financial decisions. Wisdom will even bring you ideas on how to make money and bring resources in. So how do I get wisdom? I see that I want it. How do I get it? It's actually pretty simple. In James 1:5, we read this, "If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you." Did you hear that? It says if you ask for it, God will give it to you. And this is where many people have missed it. God doesn't do it for you. He doesn't drop dollar bills from heaven, as much as I might like that. You know, there is no US currency there. You need the courage not only to step out and ask him, but then you need the courage to do what he says. What does this look like? Luke 5:4, Jesus comes to the disciples and says, "Launch out into the deep and let down your nets for a catch." They needed resources. Jesus told them and gave them wisdom on where to find them. Notice Jesus didn't say, "Hey, sit down while I make all the fish jump into your boat." No, he gave them wisdom and he gave them a solution to get what they needed. The same thing happened when Peter needed tax money. In Matthew 17:27, it says this, Jesus said, "Go down to the lake and throw in a line. Open the mouth of the first fish you catch, and then you will find a large silver coin. Take it and pay for the taxes for both of us." Peter basically said, "Hey, I need money," and Jesus gave him a solution how to find it. So do you need money? How does God respond? Not with money. He responds with a solution that will help you capture the resources you need. God will tell you exactly what to do and show you exactly where to go. Even when God sent ravens to Elijah in 1 Kings 17, God told Elijah where to go, gave him wisdom, and told him where his provision was at. So we see that this is the way God works. He works through ideas that help you capture wealth. Too many people want God to do it for them, but God works with us in the earth realm. We are co-laborers with Christ. God partners with us. Let's look at the woman with the jar of oil and see how God brings provision to people who need it. This is found in 2 Kings 4. In verse 1, it reads this, "The wife of a man from the company of the prophets cried out to Elisha, 'Your servant, my husband, is dead, and you know that he revered the Lord. But now his creditor is coming to take away my 2 boys as his slaves.' Elijah replied to her, 'How can I help you? Tell me, what do you have in your house?" Well, the woman said, "Your servant has nothing here at all except a small jar of oil." Elijah then said, "Go around and ask all your neighbors for empty jars. Do not just ask for a few. Then go inside, shut the door behind you and your sons, and then pour into all the jars the oil that you have. And as each is filled, put it to the side." So she left him, she shut the door behind her and her sons. They brought the jars to her, and she just kept pouring. When all the jars were full, she said to her son, "Bring me another one." But he replied, "There is not another jar left," and the oil stopped flowing. She went and told the man of God, and he said, "Go sell the oil and pay your debts. You and your sons can live on what is left." Here is what you need to take from this story. In the Old Testament, going to the prophet was basically like going to God. So here's what the woman was asking. She basically said, "Hey, God, I need money. I need provision." How did God respond? He responded through the prophet, and he did not say, "Tomorrow morning, you will wake up with a mailbox full of cash." No, God gave her wisdom. God gave her an idea on how to capture what she needed. He didn't even tell her how many. I love that part of the story. God basically gave the woman a blank check. She decided how many jars she was going to get. She could have gone and got one. She could have gone and got 1,000. If the woman just sat there and didn't do anything, could she be mad if she starved to death? No, God gave her the solution. But God didn't do it for her. He partnered with her. So you need to change your focus from constantly asking God for provision to, "God, show me where the provision is." Provision is in your covenant. As a child of God, in Philippians 4, it says, "God shall meet all your needs." In Matthew 6, it says, "If you seek first the kingdom and his righteousness, everything." How many? Everything shall be added to you. So to summarize, rather than asking God to bless you financially, start asking God to give you wisdom. Ask him to show you where the fish are. Ask him to show you what to use as jars of oil. Ask him to show you how to capture wealth. Ask God for wisdom and provision. And you know what he's going to do? He's going to show you where to go and what to do. Stand on what he has said and ask him to help you walk in the provision that is readily available to you.